This is the Tata Sierra 1.5 NA manual. This is the Renault Duster 1 litre turbo manual. And today I'm going to be comparing them because mostly enthusiasts opt for the more powerful engine and thus it's the lower spec engine which is more in demand. And here in the Duster, you've actually got gas struts, which is so damn freaking cool. It's so damn freaking hot right now. And since these cars have a lower spec engine, they are not available in the top variant, which means they miss out on certain kit which is available with the more powerful engines, which obviously have a lot more kit. So if you want more features, well, you have to opt for the more powerful engine, which also costs a lot more money. But there is a problem. This Duster that you see here is the top variant of the 1 litre, priced at Rs 15.93 lakhs on road Mumbai. While the Sierra that you see here is the top variant of the 1.5 NA petrol manual, priced at Rs 20.96 lakhs on road Mumbai. So that's a Rs 5 lakh price difference, and hence comparing the features of both these cars makes little sense, although both of them have quite a lot of kit. But it's the Sierra's pure variant that is close to the Duster in terms of price, but isn't as feature loaded. Although rear discs and electric parking brake are standard across the range, but the Duster manual misses out on both these features, irrespective of the engine. The Sierra is a bigger car as it's 26 mm wider and 14 mm taller. Meanwhile, the Duster is 6 mm longer and has a 7 mm higher ground clearance. But the Sierra has the more eye-catchy design, although Renault hasn't succumbed to putting a tube light at the front. But the Sierra has a 73 mm longer wheelbase, translating to a lot more space at the rear. You also get rear sunblinds as standard on all the variants of the Sierra, a feature missing in the Duster. Meanwhile, Renault has focused more on the boot, which is 98 litre bigger than the Sierra. The Sierra relies too much on touch controls, while Renault has given physical buttons for ease of use. The UI of the Sierra screens are better, so is the parking camera. But the Renault system is more reliable and hasn't hanged like that of the Sierra. But the Duster doesn't come with a spare wheel, which the Sierra does. Come on Renault, that's basic. Also, the quality, fit, finish, electronics and reliability of the Duster is far superior than the Sierra because this car has its own fair share of issues. Anyways, the driving experience is what really matters here. Else, you would just buy a Grand Vitara if you have no interest in driving, right? So, let's drive them back to back and give them the beans. I'm going to start by driving the Duster, traction control off into first gear. Oh god, yeah, sometimes it can be notchy. Revving the motor and off we go. Let's see how fast it goes from 0 to 100 km per hour. That's 0 to 100 km per hour in 12.12 seconds, which happens to be 5.5 seconds faster than the Sierra. Yeah, that's a huge difference because even though this car has a smaller engine and less power, it has a turbocharger and it performs and how. Yeah, 100 horsepower here, 105 horsepower, 106 PS, 100 PS, 99 horsepower, 105 horsepower, whatever measurement metric you take. The Sierra is having 5 more horses and it has having 145 Newton meters of torque, but this is having 166 Newton meters of torque. Whoever says there's no replacement for displacement should bite their tongue because a turbocharger is an apt replacement and good tuning is also an apt replacement for displacement because this engine really surprises you. Performance is so damn freaking good. Compared to the Sierra, this car feels like a rocket. Better tractability, better performance, better low end grunt, better mid range grunt and better top end as well. Even though this car doesn't have a top end, it's far better than that of the Sierra NA petrol because that engine with the Atkinson cycle prioritizes efficiency over performance, and in terms of efficiency also this will be slightly better because you don't have to ring open the engine every time because it's so tractable and drivable as well. Superb, absolutely stunning. Although I think the Tata gearbox is slightly better. I never thought I would ever say such a thing. The Tata Motors has actually made a better gearbox than Renault, but that seems to be the case because this is a bit notchy. Sometimes you take effort to slot in gears. Meanwhile, the clutch of both the cars is good. I think this is better weight. It's very light, feather light. But in spite of the fact that the Sierra has fantastic ride handling balance, this car is slightly better because the ride and handling balance of this car is still the benchmark in the segment. Superb, absolutely stunning ride and handling. So much so that oh my god, did I break a suspension? I'm praising the car and the car is trying to make noises through the suspension. That was kind of weird. That was a lot of noise. I don't know what we hit. But anyways, performance here is superb. And if you drive the 1.3 liter engine model, oh my god, it will blow your mind, because in the manual it does 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 9.7 seconds, which is kind of the same. Woo. Wheel spin on, upshift, traction control on, because of which the tachometer becomes smaller, and now 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 9.58 seconds as the Sierra Turbo Petrol, because the Sierra Turbo Petrol also has similar output. So 160 PS, both make 160 PS and 280 Newton meters, but the Sierra Turbo Petrol does not get a manual. You get a manual in the Duster. Yippee! However, there's going to be a hybrid really soon. Meanwhile, the Sierra obviously has the turbo diesel. So yeah, I think the Sierra has a slight powertrain advantage because of better powertrains, like obviously the diesel, because the diesel is a diesel. Renault is really missing out by not offering a diesel, which is kind of sad because obviously a diesel is fantastic. Now here, the ground clearance is slightly higher, not that it makes a big difference. So both of them are very similar in terms of taking it off-road. You shouldn't, because they are not real SUVs. They are fake AF front-wheel drive, jacked up hatchbacks at the end of the day. No matter what platform you say, Omega, Arc, blah, 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 Land Rover derived, GMP and whatever, at the end of the day, you can't off-road these cars only, yaar, because front-wheel drive, which is very disappointing. Yeah, come on. You can do better. Both these brands can do better by offering something which is real and capable off-road. That said, better approach angle, better departure angle here. The Renault is very different to drive when compared to the Sierra because it feels more compact. The dashboard also is like very compact here. Doesn't give you the big car feel as such, but it feels really nice to drive because of the punchy engines. Great performance. Both have 50-liter fuel tanks. Obviously, the Sierra's diesel is going to be the most frugal of the lot till the Duster comes with the hybrid, which is going to be even more frugal. And the steering here is just better feel, better feedback. Just so much of a joy to drive this car. In fact, braking performance is also far better here. Try hazard lights on. Superb stopping power. Fantastic. Let's launch the car again because it is so much fun. What's not fun is this reverse is somewhere here, so obviously it's not the slickest and easiest to get there. And anyways, off we go. One big feature in this car is that you can turn off traction control, which you cannot do in a Tata car, unfortunately. And 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, come on, we have a speed breaker ahead, we have to reach there before that. That's 12.54 seconds, so consistently way faster than the Tata Sierra, which is absolutely impressive. Everything here is impressive. In fact, the Sierra is good, but the Duster is just better in terms of everything. And you know why? Because weight is the biggest enemy of humans as well as machines. The lighter you are, the better you perform. This car is 200 freaking kgs lighter when compared to the Tata Sierra, which is a lot of weight saved here because obviously it's slightly smaller and yeah, the materials used and all that's just lighter here. That's the reason it also has a smaller turning radius because it's also slightly compact. It's longer, but the wheelbase is slightly lesser, so obviously that results in the overall performance, ease of driving being slightly better when compared to the Sierra. And obviously, who are we even comparing? We're comparing a car brand which has a passion for racing, which competes in Formula 1. Not now. It's been competing in Formula 1 since decades, won world championships. Meanwhile, the closest Tata Motors has ever come to something known as racing is when they tried to make a sports car, the only sports car, the Racimo, which never saw the light of the day because Tata Motors' passion is not for racing or for speed or for cars. Their passion is for revenue. Yeah, they only care about how can we make more money. That's the priority at Tata Motors, unfortunately, and it shows because come on, as an Indian brand, you should have at least made one sports car. Meanwhile, Renault has done so much crazy stuff across the globe. So who are we even comparing a global brand which has real engineering might with Tata Motors, a homegrown brand which is still learning its way around making cars, because this car's suspension and overall steering or the wheels or under braking also, there's no sound which is weird. Meanwhile in the oh my god, the car is sliding. Meanwhile in the Sierra, obviously I face a lot of issues in terms of noises here and there. Although Tata Motors is making great cars, they still have a long way to catch up with a brand like Renault in terms of reliability, durability, quality, and a lot of other factors as well. And that's one of the major reasons which swings everything in Renault's favor, because the Duster is a car which simply works. You don't have to worry about things going wrong, and that's one of the major reasons why I enjoy driving it so much, because I know no matter how hard I push it, it's just going to keep going very effortlessly. But anyways, enough of the blabbering. I think it's time to obviously jump into the Sierra and talk a bit about how the Sierra is to drive. Unfortunately, I have the 1.5 NA engine with me today, which obviously lacks the punch or the grunt. My god, this car is such a joy. It's so much fun. I'm pleasantly surprised today that a 1 liter can plonk a massive smile on my face. What is this level of engineering, Renault? Where were you? Who has awakened the sleeping one? And straight away into the Sierra. Let's come into first gear, hazard lights off, and do the acceleration test. And off we go. Oh my goodness, wipers turn on randomly. This is kind of weird. Why this happens? Anyways, a little bit of wheel spin. You can't turn off traction control in Tata Motor cars. That's a problem. Wheel spin on upshift in spite of traction control. Not possible to turn off here. A blind view monitor is actually good. Into third gear. Let's see how much time it takes to go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. Come on, car, what is taking you so long? We just have to reach 100 kilometers per hour, not 300 kilometers per hour. That's 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 17.88 seconds. Launching this car consistently, not possible here at all. Unlike the Duster, which you can launch any given time, but around 17.5 seconds is what you can really achieve here. And notice this, okay? As soon as you go over bumps now, at times the wipers turn on randomly. Now that is a weird problem, because this is obviously a new car. It's not even done 1000 kilometers and I'm facing this issue. But we'll launch the car once again because I want to see how fast it can go. No matter how hard I try, this car just doesn't go fast enough. So here we go. Revving the motor. Oh, it bogs down so quickly. Now that's weird. Wipers, why do they turn on? What's wrong with you? Bogs down. Come on. Revs very slowly. Wipers turn on upshift. What? How and why? Yeah, getting into third is a bit of a problem. So gearbox is not slick shifting here, at least from second to third. Otherwise, it's slick. At least doesn't have the issue which the Duster has. Come on. You see, this is a car which doesn't offer consistent performance. Yeah, that's slower, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. I need to do it much faster. From 0 to 60, actually, I come to know what has to happen, not 0 to 100. So here we go. This is a better launch. This is definitely a better launch. You can see my struggle. Why is it turning on the wipers on upshift? I simply don't understand. Only gearbox. Yeah, I'm telling you, I said the gearbox is better here. I think I was wrong, because second to third has been a pain point. Anyways, again we try to do this launch and off we go. Come on, now I figured it out finally. And come on. Yeah, this is not going to be any faster. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 19 seconds. Like I was telling you, this is a very slow car. I don't know why Tata Motors has wasted money even developing this engine, because this engine is very lackluster. Blind view monitor is nice. The engine is very lackluster. But if you're buying the Sierra, just avoid this engine. Which actually brings me to what is good here when compared to the Duster. Firstly, this car does have the big car feel. Yeah, it definitely feels like you're driving a much bigger car when compared to the Duster. So that's one thing which is very good. Obviously more body roll here, but I have to admit, this car gives you the big car feel, and the dashboard is absolutely lovely. Superb. What a beautiful dashboard. Looks very premium indeed, and all those features which Tata Motors has put is also quite nice. Let's do the brake test. Why do the wipers turn on braking? There's some weird thing here. Wipers are off, they keep turning on whenever they feel like. So this is on, this is completely off. Now let's go. So in spite of the fact that Tata Motors has opted for the Atkinson cycle, it's not that this engine is any more efficient. Yeah, it's similar to the Duster. In fact, the Duster will be more efficient if driven sedately. Here you have to really ring open the throttle, otherwise the car simply does not move. So certain things which could have been a lot better in this car, unfortunately are not. But then when you drive it sedately, you realize that the Sierra has a lot to offer. Mainly the big car feel, a premium dashboard, and kind of feels like half a step up when compared to the Duster, because of the way The whole dashboard is done, which looks very premium. The materials, in fact, there is no denying the fact that this is the most premium Tata car yet, along with being the premium Tata car which I'm talking about. The other good part about this car is that it has really good fit finish when compared to other Tata cars. Obviously, there are some irregularities here and there. Now, in terms of ride quality, yes, the Duster is better, but this is also quite good, especially on 17-inch wheels with slightly higher profile tires. It definitely feels really good in terms of ride comfort. The thing here is that lower variants do not get FDD, which is frequency dependent damping. So obviously ride quality would not be as good in the lower variants, but honestly, ride and handling balance, Tata Motors always cracks, and this car is the same. Now, when I got the car, the steering, when pointed straight, the car would go straight. But now you notice that with a few launches, I have to keep the steering a bit left. Another problem with Tata cars is that the steering is never aligned. It doesn't remain aligned. So inherent issues which need to be sorted out, because the problem is when you're paying so much money, now you cannot accept these issues. Like, I simply cannot pay rupees 20 lakhs and be like, oh, what is this? In 1,000 kilometers, this is happening. Unacceptable. Wipers randomly working, unacceptable. And suspension makes some weird sounds randomly. Yeah, that happens at random speeds. So there are certain speeds wherein you have those sounds coming inside. Even under heavy braking, some sounds come. So in terms of quality and how things work, a lot needs to be improved in the Sierra. Now, I know a lot of Tata fanboys are going to come and hate me for saying all this, and they'll be like, you know what? You have been paid by Renault, or you are a Tata hater and you don't understand Desh Ka Loha and all that. But trust me on this, I am not saying all these things out of hate. I love Tata Motors. In fact, I also am a shareholder of Tata Motors. So the better they perform, the higher they sell cars, is going to benefit me with higher share value now. But I cannot get away from the fact that the performance of this car, especially this engine, is very lackluster, and reliability, quality and the other niggles are just too apparent here, which cannot be overlooked. And that really makes the Duster shine brighter, because when you sit in the Sierra, you realize, wow, what a premium car. When you drive it, you love it. But when you see all these issues crop up, like steering never being aligned and wipers working randomly and all those things, you're like, what? Why? I mean, we live in a time wherein we will get a panoramic sunroof, but we can't get auto dimming mirror. Bizarre, right? But yeah, the Sierra is actually quite likable in the turbo petrol avatar, and the diesel, although not very powerful, is also quite a good powertrain, because obviously it's frugal, and that's where they have a big advantage when compared to the Duster, because the Duster just misses out on a diesel, which is kind of unfortunate, because the diesel is a freaking diesel. Come on, power, there is none. This car has no performance. There is no low end, there is no mid range, there is no top end, there is no performance anywhere in the rev range. It's a car which kind of feels weird to drive because of the lack of grunt. Now, many would be like, you know, in the city it's completely fine. It would be fine if this car was priced similar to the Duster, but at this pricing, you expect a lot more. I know Tata Motors has given a lot more features, so obviously they're going to charge a premium for the Sierra, but this NA engine, no, absolutely no. I cannot understand why this engine is so lackluster, so slow, has no grunt, has no performance. Probably they plan to make a hybrid out of this. That's the only reason why you would use an Atkinson cycle. Otherwise, there's no sense only in that. But yeah, with a turbo petrol, this is a very likable car and kind of feels robust. So you can obviously just fly over bumps if you want and push it hard. There is more body roll when compared to the Duster, because obviously it's bigger, it's taller, and there is a lot more weight to carry around here. Because approximately, why is the camera not turning on? Okay, because see, now there is no indicator. I have not turned on the indicator. Why is the blind view monitor on? So that's the reason my 360-degree parking camera does not turn on. Yeah, sometimes these weird issues crop up, and that's one of the major issues I have with Tata Motors. Poor quality control, really low R&D, and just no focus on giving a full product to the customer. They're rushing the products to the market. Sad but true, because Tata has a lot of potential. Anyways, enough of the butching. Let's again launch it, and hopefully this time we can do a good time. Let me see if 3D, no, it's not going to work. Okay, here we go. Better launch. Box down quickly. Yeah, this is the best launch ever. Honestly, the best I have ever had with the Sierra NA petrol, and that's 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. Come on, what's happening? No, it's not the best launch. I felt it was the best. Again, 19 seconds. You can see consistently how slow it is when compared to the Duster. So it's very clear that on paper the Sierra is far better than the Duster, but out on the road the Duster's ride handling is slightly better, but the performance is a whole lot better in spite of having lesser displacement. Oh my god, the Duster really surprises you. The Sierra also surprises you, not in a good way. Come on, Tata Motors, you really need to resolve all these issues, because this is a fantastic package. All those features are amazing, but all need to work now, and when they work now, then things should be a lot better, obviously. It's going to take time for them to really catch up with Renault, because Renault has been making cars for much longer and obviously much more R&D. They spend crazy amount of money in R&D. Tata Motors doesn't do that. Tata obviously spends a lot more money in marketing. This engine is not even good for the city. It's not good anywhere. Just avoid it. No buying this car with this engine. We need a better engine. I know turbo engines are way better, but any engines can also be good. Look at Honda, look at Toyota, look at Hyundai also for that matter. That 1.5 NA is decent. I mean, it's not sprightly, but at least it's okay for the city. This is not okay anywhere. It's not that it's even more like it's very efficient or something of that sort. So yeah, let's just conclude the video now, shall we? The Tata Sierra offers multiple powertrain options, has plenty of features, but simply doesn't offer the level of value that the Renault Duster does. As prices start at Rs 13.58 lakhs and go all the way till Rs 25.36 lakhs, while the Duster is priced between Rs 12.42 lakhs going up to 22.12 lakhs. All the prices are obviously on road Mumbai. I know that the Sierra is a bigger car with a lot more features, but it simply isn't as reliable or durable as the Duster, which, in spite of having smaller engines, has the better performance of the two. Then there's the Tata service experience, which is known to be notorious if things go wrong, something you're not going to face with the Duster. Renault's QDR is far superior than that of Tata Motors. It's a no contest as to which car will give you more peace of mind and a hassle-free ownership experience. And when you're spending so much money, peace of mind is extremely important. So unless you want a diesel car, it's the Duster you should pick over the Sierra. Eyes closed. For the moment, Renault can enjoy a home run till the new generation Creta arrives next year and rewrites the rules of the segment again. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give it the thumbs up. That's the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Comment below and let me know which car should I compare next. Bye bye.